Continuation bet strategy is one of the most important fundamental concepts of the game, and with just a few small tweaks to your strategy, you're gonna see a massive improvement in your win rate. Hey guys, I'm Lexy Gavin-Mather, professional poker player and coach, and I'm coming at you from one of my homes here in Northern California, and here's my story. I started my poker journey in college. I was studying to become a lawyer. I was having home games with some friends, making a few extra $100 a week, and I realized that I can actually make some decent money doing this. And I'll never forget, I was doing a summer study at Oxford and I was at a crossroads. I was like, do I continue down this path of law and have a desk job, or do I try to pursue my passion and see where this poker journey actually takes me? And I'm so glad that I chose poker because I have experienced a level of freedom and financial stability that I never thought was possible. I made more money than I ever would have if I had become a lawyer. I got to travel the world. I've played poker in almost every poker room in America. I've played overseas in England, France, Monte Carlo, Spain, Peru, Bahamas, Copenhagen, and the list goes on. So I realized that as much as I love playing, I love teaching and helping people learn and discover how to also make this dream come true of theirs. So I do have, whether you're, a new player or a little bit more seasoned, if you're just trying to make money on the side as a side hustle, trying to win an extra couple $100 a week, or if you're trying to take your game to the next level, maybe a professional level, I do have a full online course in the description box below, so make sure to check that out. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So I do want to show you how to improve your win rate with a killer continuation bet strategy. So let me head on over to my computer so I can show you better. Let's go.
The first thing you need to do is assign your hand to a class. So I've divided this up into 4 classes: Class A, B, C, and D. Class A hands are your value hands. These are hands like top pair, 2 pair, sets, straights, flushes, full houses, and so on. So for example, on the Jack 10-5 rainbow flop, your Class A hands would be hands like pocket aces, kings, queens, ace jack, king jack, any of the sets or 2 pair combinations. So your Class B hands are your good draws. These include straight draws, flush draws, gut shot, straights, hands with backdoor equity. So for example, on the 10-9 2 diamond flop, your Class B hands would be hands that include queen jack, 8-7, those open-ended straight draws, your diamond combinations, your gutters, etc. So your Class C hands are your medium strength hands. So these are hands like good ace highs, bottom and mid pair, etc. So on the ace 6-3 rainbow flop, your Class C hands are hands like pocket queens, pocket jacks, pocket eights, your 6x combinations, and so on. Your Class D hands are your garbage hands that completely miss. So like the 5-4 suited on the ace king queen flop or something like that. How do we stay balanced? So with C betting, you want to stay balanced by betting your Class A and your Class B hands together. So your value hands and your good draws. And you're going to be checking your Class C hands and your Class D hands. So your middling hands and your missed draws. This makes it very tough to play against you. It can help you get value when you want it, and it can help get your bluffs through and the folds that you want. So for your Class A value hands, always think, how many streets of value can I get? If you think you can get 3 streets of value, then start betting them on the flop. Your high card hands, like your King X hands, you can bet on the turn, and your low card, no equity hands can start bluffing the river. So let's take a look at an example. On the Jack 10-7, 2 hearts, and a spade flop, your Class A hands would be hands like pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, sets, 2 pair, ace jack, king jack, and 8-9. Your Class B hands would be hands like king queen, flush draws, hands with gutters, or backdoor equity like ace 8 of spades, king 9, queen 9. Your Class C hands would be hands like ace 10, king 10, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, ace 7, etc. And your Class D hands would be hands like deuces through 6s, or ace 4 of diamonds, just completely missed. When it comes to your Class C middling hands, you should check these hands back because you oftentimes have the best hand, and checking allows you to pot control and take the check raise ability away from your opponent. But there are a few spots where a C-bet may be better merely because of protection. So I don't typically encourage the idea of betting for protection as one of your main considerations, but you should consider this concept if you have a medium strength hand with a bad kicker. So for example, on the Queen 8-3 flop and you have 8-7. So Queen 8-3 flop and you have 8-7. You may want to consider continuation betting here sometimes to protect your equity from overcards. I think checking back with a hand like Ace-8 is better because you don't have to worry about denying your opponent's equity as much. However, 8-7 is a little more susceptible to being outdrawn by overs, so sometimes you can consider a C-bet with these types of hands. If you're confused, think about the other factors I mentioned. Who are my opponents and what's the board texture? Am I likely to get check raise off my hand here? A lot of these Class C hands can start betting for value on the turn, so I like a delay C-bet here in many situations, but we'll cover that in another presentation. You don't want to be continuation betting for protection much in No Limit. It's more of a bonus reason to bet in borderline spots, but you want to focus on value betting versus bluffing. It puts you in more difficult spots on future straights and is similar to betting to see where you're at, which is another big mistake I see a lot of rec players make. I don't want you to think I have air, I need to take it down with a continuation bet, but think more in terms of what kind of boards am I going to get folds from? If I want my opponent to fold, how many straights should I fire? You just always want to have a plan for your hand. While you're c-betting the flop, you should be formulating your strategy for the turn and always consider what better hands you're trying to fold out if you're bluffing.
Okay, now let's take a look at a hand example.
Okay, so this is again one of the earlier hands. The blinds are still 100-100. We have Ace-7 of hearts in the cutoff. So it folds to us. We raise to 300. I like going 3 times the big blind when we're deeper. So you can even go 400 if you like. And the big blind calls, small blind calls as well. So the flop is 8-6-3, 2 spades, small blind checks, big blind checks. What do you guys think we should do here? Should we check? Should we bet? Should we, check or bet? So think about it, and I definitely think this is a spot where we need to just be checking back. We did not hit this board. Yeah, I know we have a backdoor straight draw, but that's really it. This board favors the small blind and big blind's range pretty well. We don't have any spades, so we are not blocking their check raising range, part of their check raising range, which I don't like. If we had like Ace-7 with the ace of spades, maybe we could continue with a c-bet, but especially versus 2 players, I just like checking back here. Hopefully we can check it down and win at showdown with our ace high, or potentially delay c-bet the river or something if they check all straights. So Queen of hearts on the turn, small blind checks, big blind check. Should we now delay c-bet here, or should we check back? What do you guys think? I know what you guys are thinking. I know you're thinking, oh, this is pretty good for our range, and yes, it is. We could have ace-queen, we could have king-queen, because those hands would be checking the flop, so we can rep the queen, but still, I think that we should just check this down. In the event they have a hand like 8-7, they might not fold 8-9. So I just don't think that we should try a bet on this flop. Same thing with 9s. Small blind can definitely have 9s, so could the big blind. Same thing with pocket 10s. So I think that there is just a lot of hands that if we did decide to bet here, we would probably get at least one call. So we check back, picked up some showdown value on the river. We now have the 7 of clubs for the pair. Small blind checks, big blind checks. So now what do? Do we check? Do we bet for value? Do we bet as a bluff? What shall we do? Take a second. So I think here, again, we just check back and now hope to win at showdown with our 7s, which we do. That's great. And if we bet, of course, they're going to be folding. But you have to ask yourself, if you do bet this river, is it a value bet? And if you are looking to value bet, what are you hoping to get worse hands to call with? Like, I just don't think that if we tried betting this river that they would call us with a 6 or pocket 5s or 3 on this board, right? Especially when we're betting into 2 players, I just don't think that, I think that they would think that we were value betting a queen or something. So I think this is a fine check back. We are likely winning. And yeah, there's no reason to turn this hand into a bluff.
Okay guys, if you like this lesson and you want to learn more, I do have a course called the Poker Accelerator. Visit the description box below or visit LexyGavin-Mather.com. I have some free tips over there, but I have a lot more information on continuation betting and all of the other really important topics in poker. It will transform your game, whether you're new or a little bit more seasoned. The course is for you. It gives you a roadmap of where to begin, and it kind of like follows the criteria that I think is the most important order to go in when it comes to your poker game. So visit the description box below and make sure to hit the subscribe, like, follow, all of the buttons, and hit the bell to make sure you don't miss another video, because I am going to be doing a lot more courses like this. I'm here at Thunder Valley Casino getting ready to hop in the $2,500 $1 million buy-in guarantee tournament. So wish me luck, and I'll see you guys for the next lesson. Bye.